Early chance for Bristol City. Violin!
Oh, he's done it.
As well as got the finish. Here goes Bell. It's a brilliant run from Sam Bell all the way! Ruthless stuff from Bristol City.
Bristol City are back on the road this afternoon to take on Watford. After two positive performances over the Easter weekend, collecting 4 points from two top teams, Nigel Pearson's men will be hungry for more at Vicarage Road this afternoon. Now, City seem to have rediscovered their flow in the final third in recent fixtures, creating headaches for opposition defences as well as opportunities on goal, which they have duly taken. The City boss has been eager to reinforce the message that there is still plenty to play for this season for all involved, although the playoffs are seemingly too far out of sight. One of those targets will be overtaking Watford, who City could go level on points with if they're victorious at Vicarage Road this afternoon. City also buoyed by the return of Alex Scott, who's back in contention alongside Cal Naismith after his return last week. Well, joining me in the studio for this one this afternoon is professional development phase coach Trevor Challis. Trevor, welcome to the Robins TV studio once again. It's gloriously sunny outside and we're sat for the next few hours in a room with no windows.
Yeah, well, I think we're boiling up here now, aren't we? But we'll be okay, I think.
The aircon's broke as well, which is great. 3 unbeaten, but annoying not to have taken all the points on Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah, but I think that showed now that the players aren't on the beach, they're not got the flip-flops on, they're working hard for the manager, they're trying to get up to the table and finish as high as they can. I think the challenge is to try and finish in the top half of the table, if not the playoffs. I think that's still really possible, but I think we've got to win all 5. But it's important to finish as high as we can and give the supporters something to sing about.
You don't feel like it's a group of lads that are taking their foot off the gas, do you? I mean, you know, their work rate is absolutely incredible, and the bond that they seem to have together. In some previous Bristol City sides, you get to this point of the season and perhaps it's, you know, been a bit melty, but this group of lads don't seem like that.
I don't think the manager would have it, and his coaching staff, so I think they're all working hard for each other, supplemented with the young lads as well that are going in there and pushing the older lads all the way, so I don't think the manager would have the players putting their feet up, waiting to the end of the season now.
We said in the intro that maybe the playoffs are just a bit far out of sight. We'd have to win all 5 games to be in contention of that. What do you reckon?
It's still the target. You know, you got to win every match that you go and play for. So why not? Go and win all 5 and let's see where we end up.
Yeah, why not? Love the positivity. Yeah. Great to have Trevor Challis with us for this afternoon. Thank you very much for your company too. Another man who is with us all afternoon, a familiar voice, of course. He is the son of Kim and Steve Osborne. He's their firstborn and he's got the latest team news for you.
Thank you very much, Downsy. Yes, Chris Wilder makes 2 changes from the side that let a 2-goal lead slip against Coventry last weekend. The first is in goal. Daniel Bachmann returns from suspension to replace former Bristol City man Hamer in between the sticks. Keenan Davis is the other player to come in as well to replace Britt Assombalonga, who came off injured in the 12th minute last weekend. Their back four is unchanged. It includes Wesley Hoot, who was once signed by the Saints, I should say, for £18 million, but didn't make a huge impression on the South Coast. Former Cardiff City man Bacuna will sit deep in midfield with an attacking 4 beyond him that includes Leicester City loanee Chowdhury, João Pedro and Sarr. Quite incredible talent, really, which should be playing in the Premier League. And then Keenan Davis, as I said, the second change, he would lead the line this afternoon. And then the bench includes the very talented Ken Sema. Nigel Pearson names an unchanged side for the game at Vicarage Road. But of course, the headline news, Alex Scott back in the squad today, making a speedy recovery. Naismith on the bench again as well. So a back four again of Jada Silva, who was superb against Middlesbrough. Viner and Pring through the middle. Tanner at right back. Andy King is playing more than he perhaps anticipated at the moment and was showered in praise by the manager during the press conference in the week. He is at the heart of midfield with James, Vyman beyond them, Monday's goal scorers Bell and Harry Cornick, either side of the assist king Naki Wells, and then plenty of players regaining full fitness on the bench today. Mentioned Alex Scott and Naismith, but Conway is also among the substitutes. Right, so let's hear from the manager, Nigel Pearson, with Robbins TV.
Nigel, always encouraging to be able to name an unchanged team. Was there much discussion given the players you've got coming back from injury?
Yes, lots. But it's. I think it's good to be able to use them off the bench today. I think there's always a temptation to push them straight back in, but I want our squad to finish the season as fit as possible. So I don't really want to overstretch players who've been out with injuries in such a big game like today. So. And on top of that, I think the team from last week, I mean, it was a really good performance against Middlesbrough. And seeing their result last night, it just shows you how competitive we were on the day. So, yeah, that's we'll see how we go.
How significant could the bench be given the quality you have on there?
Well, we've got some real frontliners on the bench. You know, Tommy's itching to get back starting, as Cal is, as Alex Scott is. So, you know, we've got some quality on there, and some youth, some experience. It's a well balanced bench, but like I said, it's about how we start the game. You know, our last away game at Stoke, we didn't start it particularly well. I think it's important we get off to a positive start in the game. That's what we'll be trying to do, because they're a good side, and they've got players who have probably not hit the heights that they should do this season, but on their day they're a really dangerous side. So, and this is a tough place to come to.
We've hit the 50-point mark.
Yeah.
In terms of reaching the 55-point,
Yeah.
which is last season's total,
Yeah.
how important would that be, especially Watford just above us in the table?
Well, look, we want to finish as well as possible. We've got some really tough games. You know, this one, Sheffield United, Burnley. You know, they're not easy games to play. And then on top of that, we've got two sides who are scrapping for points. So every time that we play is going to be a big ask for us, in the sense that we've. When people talk to me about nothing to play for, well, we have lots to play for. We have targets to hit, and we want to achieve a better total than last year. The players want to make sure that they cement their own places in either the starting lineup or the squad. We've got some youngsters with us today who have had very little exposure, but them coming with us to experience match days is good for their education, but also it's really good for them in terms of preparation for when they do step up. So look, there's always lots to play for, and like I say, I want to see our players play with not just a freedom but a bravery, and you know, I want them to go out there and show what they're about, and yeah, we just want to finish with a positive feel.
All the best today.
Cheers, thanks.
You really just get the sense from Nige that he is quite free, and he does want the players to express themselves, but at the same time there are some definite goals there. You mentioned about finishing, you know, in a better place this season than last season. Last season 17th and 53 points, 55 points I think, 55 points, and we're already at 53. So I think that's probably one that we're going to be able to tick off.
Yeah, I think there's, as he said there, the manager, there's targets and challenges he's setting the squad all the time. He's gone in there, I think, with the same team that finished the last game. So he said to the players, "Well done." He might have been tempted to put Alex Scott back in, but I think he's probably one of the most foul players in the Championship. So I think it's probably the right decision, status, to start him on the bench, and then they just introduce him slowly from there.
That unchanged side is always a sign of confidence, isn't it?
It is, and it's a team that's functioning well, and it's shown that it's functioning well, and could have and should have probably beaten Middlesbrough, I feel. So it's a little well done to the group of players. Go and do it again. If you're not quite at it, there's some real talent on the side to come off
and
the bench.
Watford they've only won, I think, 3 times at Vicarage Road since the World Cup. So an opportunity for us, perhaps.
It is an opportunity, but they're, you know, sprinkled with real good players in that team. João Pedro, Ismail Sarr, Keenan Davis coming in up top, a big strong boy. So, you know, they've got some real good talent in their team, and we're going to have to really be on top of our game, I think, today.
All right, for now, Trevor, thank you very much. You're watching Robins TV live from Ashton Gate. Right, time for a bit of footy action now then, and it's back to 2008. Some memorable results at Vicarage Road over the year. How about a 4-goal crasher? It's all about the Robins versus the Hornets. Let's take a look back at some previous highlights.
Turn back in by McKinley. Oh, it's Maynard, and it's 1-0. 26 seconds on the clock, and Bristol City in front. On by Johnson. Bromby and Sadler both getting each other's way, and it's opened up for Ivan Sproul. It's Sproul still, good save. Can Maynard make it too? He does. There's Mariappa. McAnuff. Bit of space for once down this right-hand side. They're streaming into the box. Carey's missed it. And it's in by Raziak. And Watford back in business. Gregor Raziak back in the side. And Gregor Raziak puts in his 3rd goal of the season. And suddenly there's life at Vicarage Road. Johnson, Marvin Elliott's going to have a go, and Loach misses it. Oh my word, Watford have got themselves back in contention, and they've given it all away with a schoolboy error. Here's Hoskins with his first touch. Tommy Smith. Smith inside. Given a lifeline, a present of their own, and would you believe it, it's Marvin Elliott who was the man in the way, and suddenly Watford are back in business again. There's Maynard, and Maynard still going. Here's Bradley Orr. Good ball for Lee Johnson. Johnson's cross is Adebola. And that's it as far as Bristol City are concerned. Game, set and match for Gary Johnson's team.
What a team.
Yeah, we were just chatting about that, weren't we? Maynard scored some memorable goals, didn't he? The one that springs to my mind was the one at Loftus Road, his volley there. So it was a really talented team.
And everything just looked heavier. The ball just looked heavy. The kits were all about 3 sizes too big.
I remember, well, shirt, shorts, socks, everything was heavy back in the old days.
I love it. Very good. Right, you're watching Robins TV. Thanks very much for joining us. We are just over 15 minutes to kick off. If you're watching overseas, all the action from Vicarage Road from 3 o'clock. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, stay tuned because we have, yes, Andy Vyman versus Sam Bell in a teammates test. All still to come as our coverage continues in the Sky Bet Championship clash between Bristol City and Watford. Coming up.
So we've got all this outdoor space here, and it's perfect for companies to come in, whether they're small or large. So we cater for maybe a team of 12 or a team of 800. They can come here, have a really positive experience and be rewarded for all their hard work in the office or whatever industry they're from.
As we've got such a big company, a lot of us don't see each other.
Being able for the first time to get everyone out together in one place doing an activity together was great for team bonding and boosting that morale.
We can hone in on specific skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, resilience. Here we've got a 400-metre military assault course, which is fantastic for team building. If you want a morale booster, this is the place to come.
Welcome back to Robins TV, live from Ashton Gates for the coverage of our game against Watford in the Sky Bet Championship. Now, they clicked on the field on Monday, but today they will go head-to-head. Andy Vyman and Sam Bell show us just how much they know about each other and their teammates in the teammate test.
Lads, welcome to Robins TV. Today you are taking the teammate test. It's a very simple quiz where I'll give you some steadily easier facts about your teammates, but if you think you know after the first statement, buzz in and let us know who it is. There's 5 points on offer for the first answer, 4 for the second, and so on. It gets progressively easier. We'll find out who's got the most points at the end. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, buzz in if you think you know who this is. For 5 points, I was born on the 18th of February 1992. Remember, if you get it wrong, you are frozen out. So
I know, I think.
You going for it?
I've got it. Cal Naismith.
It's Cal Naismith! Oh, fair play.
He's a year younger than me, that's why. That's the only reason.
Oh, nice, good guess.
You were from my age. I'm born 1992.
We need more people saying those to Sam.
I was gifted to him.
There you go. Yeah, we were about to ask you about him winning the Scottish Third Division and League 2 title, but didn't need it. All right, here we go then. Right, it's time for Sam to get back in the game here. So, our next player. For 5 points, I played at Euro 2016.
7 years. Oh, it can only be one, no?
Yeah. Do you want the next one?
Do you want me to answer for you?
Then we'll be frozen. Go on, Sam.
Do you know?
Callas? No.
He played 2020, didn't he, or whatever it was.
He did.
Played for Wales.
Go on, Andy.
Andy King.
It is Andy King. Oh, this is...
He can only be so old, he can only be...
We won't tell him that. Good start for you, Andy. It's 10-0 at the moment. Got both the first statements right. Okay. This one I think is tougher. You might not get it first time. For 5 points, I moved to the UK when I was still a teenager. 4 points. I have scored 2 international goals. One against China and one against Nigeria. For 3 points. My first team were called Sigma Olomouc.
Sigma? Oh, now I know.
Do you know it?
Yeah. Do you want me to give him an answer?
Do you want to have a guess, Sam? Sigma Olomouc?
I'm going to go Callas again.
It is Thomas Callas. Go on, Sam. Back in the game. Yeah, Thomas Callas obviously moved to the UK when he was about 17 when he signed for Chelsea from Sigma Olomouc. Okay, 10-3. Still time for Sam to get back in the game here. Player number 4. For 5 points, I was almost the first player born in the 2000s to play in the Premier League. For 4 points. This might help you out. For 4 points, this time last year, I was winning promotion with my former club.
Kane Wilson.
Correct, Sam. Correct. We've got a game on our hands here. What's that? It's at 10-7, I think.
Yeah, 10-7. I gave him the Thomas one. That's all right.
Andy's just keeping it tight for the final round. That's what it is. Okay, well done, lads. Good knowledge so far. Yeah, Kane Wilson, he was at West Brom, and very nearly, when he was in the squad, if he'd come on, he would have been the first player born in 2000s to play in the Premier League. And of course, won promotion with Forest Green last season. Final player, 10-7 is the score.
I need an early doors answer.
Here we go. For 5 points, I started my career at one of the big 6 in England. For 4 points, I have played with Edwin van der Sar, Danny Welbeck and Harry Kane.
James.
This would be for the win, Sam, and a hell of a comeback. He's done it for 4 points.
At Leicester, isn't it?
Harry Kane played with Matty James at Leicester. And Matty played with Danny Welbeck at Preston and Edwin van der Sar at Manchester United. So
that was the only one I wasn't sure about.
Yeah, tough one. But there you go. What a comeback, Sam. You've won in the end, 11-10.
Yeah.
Well done, boys. Thanks for taking the teammates test.
Thank you.
Well done, buddy.
Thank you.
Teammates there recorded on a yoghurt pot and some string. Now those boys, I mean, great banter. They obviously have a great affection for each other, but to be able to sort of know that much about your teammates, that's sort of like general knowledge stuff, right?
It is. I'm not sure I'd be that good in one of those general quiz things like that. I'd struggle, I think, to get about my teammates. I'd really struggle.
Back to today then. So, Watford are in this position. There was some questions over Chris Wilder's stewardship this week. The club have actually sort of poo-pooed that and said he's definitely going to be in charge until the end of the season. They've only collected 5 points in 6 games since he's been in charge. So today is a real opportunity for us.
It's a great opportunity to really get at them early. I think we've shown real good energy. We're playing forwards well. We're running forwards well. We're showing we've got good pace, especially on transitions. So anytime the ball goes forward and we can latch onto it, I think Sam Bell stayed in the team. He's looked really lively. He's looked quick. He's looked hungry. Cornick's come in and got his goal, so he's full of confidence as well. And the manager showed with it by picking the same team again.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Cornick. It was Naki Wells, was it? Or it might have been Cornick.
Yeah.
At least said about that the better. As far as the confidence though from the manager and the unchanged side, I mean there are some great sub options. Do you have any knowledge of are they going to be planned subs? Do you think will we see any kind of plan changes?
I don't think there'll be plan changes from the manager. I think he'll let the game play out and he'll make the changes as he sees it with his eye.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything would be planned as such. But as you said, there's some real talent coming on from the side of on the bench. You got Tommy Conway's form, you've got Alex Scott coming back from injury, you've got some of the young lads on there. I'd like to see Omar Taylor get more minutes, which would be great for us. So there's some real good options from the bench.
Yeah, and then we hear the great news this week that Joe Williams and Thomas Callas, not available for selections today, but hopefully they're going to be returning to training next week. Yeah, they were working really hard behind us today. We had our obviously home game against Wigan in the under-18s and they were working really hard behind us. So they look really fit and they look nearly ready to come back into the team. Yeah, which is obviously the more options the better. How did you get on against Wigan? We won 5-1, thank you. Of course you did, 5-1, yeah, very good. All right then, so the sort of key messages then, if you were the gaffer today, key messages for the boys? Intensity, play forwards, be mindful, give them some respect, some of their stars, some of their players they've got, but don't show them too much respect and just keep doing what we've been doing lately. Yeah, I mean, there is that confidence. I said at the very top of the show, about having that confidence in defence and creating opportunities, and that's really what we want to see, isn't it? And that's something which has got, it's got better and better as the season's gone on. I think the understanding of the back five, I put the goalkeeper in that back four as well, so the understanding that they have, and also the understanding of how we want to play going forwards as well. And as I said, we look pacey, we look lively, and we look full of imagination at the minute. Well, the manager was talking about having that sort of spirited finish, and I think we probably are going to finish in a better position, and everything moving forward, having those goals, having those things to play for is really important. Yeah. To have targets and to set challenges for players, as coaches, to set them for players is so important. There's always something to play for, whether it's the first game of the season or the last game of the season. There's always something to play for. All right, Trevor, for now, thank you very much. Trevor is going to join Toby for commentary on the way very shortly indeed. Right, now is that sad time when we have to say goodbye to our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us. Due to EFL regulations, I'm afraid we can't show you the game, but there is more Robins TV on Tuesday night, so make sure you join us then. All the details at bcfc.co.uk, and if you'd like an audio pass, it's the same place. You can listen to the game there, and we'll see you again soon.